Hey guys, it's Necromus here. I thought it would be an interesting video to delve into Shujinko's cameo appearance in Mortal Kombat 1 and my issues with the character. He definitely feels lacking compared to the other cameos, and I rarely see players use him. So, let's get into the problem with Shujinko. He doesn't have his big bushy eyebrows. That's it, that's the problem. Thanks for watching, guys. All jokes aside, I want to preface by saying I've never been a huge fan of Shujinko, and they really did nothing to change that in Mortal Kombat 1, or even improve his character here. The mimicry attacks are fun to play around with, and obviously make sense for his character, as in Deception he was on a journey learning all of the MK character's special attacks, but using Shujinko practically in-game is very dependent on who you're fighting. Some of his super moves are better against some characters than others, and the unpredictability and variables makes it harder to have consistent combo strings, not to mention his other cameo attacks are just a generic punch and kick, not very exciting or useful for combos. Plus, you have to charge him up with this stupid meditate animation where he gets knocked out of it by the opponent constantly. You can make him run off screen to do this, but that leaves you wide open. Now granted, I don't play a lot of online matches, but when I have, I've never run into any Shujinko players, nor do I see much gameplay of him on YouTube or Twitter. It's kinda crazy considering there was a lot of people requesting his return. Now as far as Shujinko in the story mode, people speculated that this fella here is a young Shujinko in the story mode, but it hasn't been confirmed, and even if it is him, it's a blink and miss it scene of him sparring with some other random character. Aside from this, and appearing in Kung Lao's tower ending, Shujinko has zero story presence in Mortal Kombat 1. In this timeline, Shujinko is a student of Kung Lao, as we see in his tower ending, as well as it being referenced in some intro dialogues. I'm not a huge fan of this change. I honestly think Shujinko would have been better as a wise master, possibly even training Kung Lao and Raiden at the start of the game instead of Madame Bo. I know a few of the cameos don't appear in the story, but I feel like Shujinko having a role would have been beneficial to his character, but instead, he just feels like a shoehorned inclusion. He went from main protagonist to background character. It definitely doesn't help Shujinko's case that his design is too similar to Shang Tsung's old man costume. I saw a lot of people getting them mixed up when Shujinko was first revealed. Shujinko's design is true to what he looked like back in the old games, so really NRS should have changed up old Shang to avoid confusion. Even changing his clothing color to blue like in the first game would have made a huge difference. Having them both wear yellow does not help. NRS definitely should have brought back Shujinko's ultimate eyebrows, one of the only good things about the character. He took a page out of Ed Boon's book with those bad boys. Even Johnny Cage thinks Shujinko is boring. If you select characters using the Johnny Cage announcer, he comes up with funny nicknames for each character. His nickname for Shujinko is literally Power User.
Power User.
Wow. Shujinkies would have even been better than that. Shujinko's fatality is one thing I did like about this cameo, it being an awesome reference to a kill from the Kill Bill movies. And his fatal blow with the throat crushing is great too. However, Shujinko is the only cameo fighter to not have any brutalities. Every other cameo has 2 brutalities, aside from Darius who only has 1 for some reason, but 1 is still better than none. I can't help but feel like NRS had planned to give Shujinko multiple brutality options with his mimic attacks, being able to replicate playable fighters' brutalities with their special attacks, but it was scrapped. Why else would he be the only fighter with no brutalities? I really hope they update this in the future, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Even if Shujinko's brutalities were just copy and pasted from playable characters, I still think that would be better than having none. Overall, Shujinko feels like a rushed inclusion and doesn't really earn his spot on the roster. I know some fans are happy to have him back, but this barely counts as his proper return to me. Maybe the story DLC will expand on his character, and if not, there's always Mortal Kombat 13. Or would it be called Mortal Kombat 2? I don't know. The next game, you know what I mean. What are your thoughts on Shujinko in Mortal Kombat 1? let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, this has been Nickfamous. See you later.